What is the Extreme ATM?
It's a combination of digital with physical in a very small form factor.
What does that mean?
You combine your cash
Right.
with your mobile phones,
Right.
with your mobile apps, and you do that in a footprint that's as small as 1.5 times the size of a US
So we're
dollar
showing
bill.
one of these machines here. So you would go up to this machine here. You would what? You wouldn't use a card. So there's no card. There's no card reader in this thing.
Correct.
And it's going to use my fingerprint. It's going to use my phone. How's it work?
You identify yourself with your smartphone. You can swipe your phone. You can identify yourself with a biometrics, with a fingerprint. It recognizes you. It has a personalized interface that's special to you. And then you can perform any transaction that you've pre-staged on your phone or you want to do there right on the screen.
Okay, what about, well, we were talking right before the break. Joe was making a joke about Venmo. But it's not a joke, which is to say, I carry, and I will tell this to people in case they want to mug me on the street, I carry no cash. Zero cash, not a dollar.
Stay away from me. There's nothing to get here.
There's nothing to get. There's not I don't have a dollar.
There are other reasons that you do that.
Because I'm cheap.
Right. I mean, it's like, oh.
I don't have any.
But, no, but these days, even in a taxi, you can use the ATM machine.
Let me get the check just like that alligator. Oh.
But what do you do? What does a company like yours do in a cashless world?
Well, you know, a lot of people saying that the death of cash is imminent,
Right.
but it sure is not happening anytime soon. If you take a look at the number of US dollars bill in circulation, they're actually up 60% over the last 13 years. We track the number of ATM withdrawals, and we correlated a curve 15/16, and it spikes every other week when people get their paychecks. And there's no change in the amount. The average US household goes to the machine every other week to pick up money.
Is there any demographic number on that? I mean, I'm curious, dare I say the millennials. Do the millennials use the ATM machine as much or more than their parents?
Interesting enough, they have a higher likelihood of using cash than any other age group.
Really?
Which, yeah, but it has a lot to do with the fact that they don't get credit and they don't have carry
maybe that's
credit
just
cards.
all of us probably went through that at that age too.
And what the other question I was going to ask is, what are these machines going to start doing more and more? I mean, not just about getting cash, but getting other things. I mean, I know there's some machines now you get stamps and other things like that. But at what point does it explode into other items?
We can automate just about everything in a retail bank but a notarized signature. You can do loan, you can do inquiries, you can do robo-advise on your stock picking. You can connect the machine to any channel there is.
How much does it cost to buy one of these machines?
That's about 20, 30 grand.
So 20, 30 grand, and you think it replaces how many people in a bank?
It can easily replace the work that a teller does, and there's around about 500,000 tellers in our country, and there's around about 3.4 million cashier clerks in our country.
And do you expect them, I mean, not all of them to lose their jobs, but you look out 5 years, and what do you think happens?
I think that the teller in the branch is going to go the same way that the ticket agents went at an airline.
And what's going to happen to the branch itself? Because I know you look around New York City real estate, and there's a bank virtually on every corner.
Well, the banks are getting smaller. The interesting thing is when you ask people why they bank with the institute that they're with, it's always proximity to the home or proximity to the office. So the banks cannot leave the neighborhood, but they want to do that at a very small, very efficient footprint. Ideally, you do a branch in a box in the machine. You can actually have the machine in a retail outlet in a store.
What are you thinking, Joseph?
I like using ATMs. I was actually thinking, have you seen the guys tie the rope around it and pull the whole machine out and steal that? Have you seen our Diebold?
You have the strangest mind.
What have you seen? You've
Yes,
seen
I've
that, right?
seen that.
You can't do that with a Diebold machine, can you?
No, they've got bolts that are about a foot long into the ground. It's a constant race against the bad guys.
It's amazing.
In Brazil, they like to put in a stick of dynamite into the dispense slot because it's so easy to get to. And we actually developed a machine where the upper part would explode, but the safe would stay intact.
So you guys stay one step ahead of those guys.
That's exactly the race we're in. Yes, every day.
It's amazing.
What about the security, though? I mean, because did we ever talk about this? someone had skimmed my card. You know about skimming?
Oh, yes. It's a $2 billion problem.
Where they put a thing inside, where you put your card in.
Oh, and it steals your number from
They steal the
them.
number, and then they took out money in Petah Tikva, Israel. They were taking out money from my account every week, just little bits, and I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest, until I...
Must have been very little.
Thank you, sir. But how big an issue is that for you? And is there liability for you, or is it the liability on the bank?
The liability is on the bank, but we're here to help the banks. So here you go back. The minute that you use biometrics, you can't skim your fingerprint.
Right.
The minute you use your mobile phone.
There will be a day where people can figure out the fingerprint.
Yeah, but even on the fingerprint, we actually check whether there's blood in the veins so that people won't cut off your finger and take your finger to the machine.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
You got to think
thank
about
you for that.
You got to think through all types of.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.